The Iranian impressions might suggest that this is simply the wreckage of the giant C-130 transport plane.
I first went to Iran overland in 1970. Anybody who's been to Iran over the last 30 years will know that the country has suffered very considerably under the isolation which has been created by the world's misgivings about their nuclear program.
Today, with Ayatollah Khomeini's continuing illness, President Bani Sadr has been invested with the greatest power any Iranian has had since the hostage crisis began. He's using it to search for an international solution.
The Americans, crammed desperately into the belly of one surviving plane, lifted off, comforting 4 desperately burnt compatriots, abandoning a scene of utter hopelessness and leaving behind any chance of rescuing 50 hostages held 400 miles beyond these desert wastes. The men dug in on this sand heap represent the front line at this part of the city. Beyond them are snipers. Within moments of our arrival, a furious exchange of gunfire took place. This is the problem for the Iraqis in trying to capture Khorramshahr. There are snipers still in many of the buildings over on the other side, and that makes it extremely difficult for these people to flout them out. So that every now and then they're having to unleash a fusillade of machine gun fire from these tanks and from dugout positions over here.
In the course of it, I was involved in a strange rescue of some 57 British and Filipino seamen. The boat was stuck between blockages in the waterway, and the owner of the ship saw it on television when I was doing a piece to camera in front of a firefight. It necessitated me swimming out there with a commando, and we eventually got all these people off.
A babble of excitement broke out as the trapped seamen and their wives touched ground for the first time in a month. Relief that Operation Pear had been achieved.
Mazyar Bahari, who worked for Newsweek, he gets thrown into jail, he is beaten up in jail, he is tortured in jail. He has told me that himself.
And you have accepted his claims.
He is a man I have known for a long time. I trust him.
People say things. Do you think freedom prevails in the United States? And do you think the media in the United States are free?
Somehow Rouhani, with a full hand of conservative credentials, from head of the National Security Council to former chief nuclear negotiator, has not only swept the whole country, but engaged both the youth and many of those reformists who were disappointed last time.
Yesterday was a good day for us, for Iranian people.
So here we are. The tables have been cleared. The nuclear deal is done. And the question now is, what next? We'll want to start buying imports in and exporting out. Best pistachio nuts you can get anywhere in the world. There will be opportunities for people to import into Iran all sorts of things which have been in terribly short supply, from pharmaceuticals to plastics to technology. It's an enormous number of things that this rather developed, well-educated society desperately needs. But there's also a dark side to this, and that is the terrorism and war that grips the region. And the question now is, what role will effectively stable Iran be able to play? There is that tension between the Shia Islam faith that is that of Iran and a few areas around it, and the predominant Sunni faith of the Arab world. And that's not a happy clash.